Tweet it real quick, and then we'll be good to go. 70 seconds.
Is your mic on? Is the mic on?
Is that going to reach at all? Switch it up, G. Can you use these and we get in the longer phones?
I'm probably just gonna ask you like, Andrew, how's it going tonight? And then you can be like,
we're doing great.
I'm
back
so
here
excited.
hockey. I'm eccentric.
Yeah.
Livid. I didn't live it in my word.
Livid? That means angry. Oh my God, I know what that means.
Hey, Benny, put on a 30-second phone when you're ready.
Welcome. They're gonna barf. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hamilton Community Ice Center, where the Indiana Hoosiers are facing off against the it's Concordia, Wisconsin. Concordia-Wisconsin Falcons. I'm Kelsey Dennehy, alongside Andrew Gus, here to give you the pregame report for the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Andrew, how's it cracking tonight? Why is it so packed in here? I was really not expecting this. We got an audience. Welcome to the Hamilton Community Ice Center, where the Indiana Hoosiers are facing off against the Concordia-Wisconsin Falcons. I'm Kelsey Dennehy, alongside Andrew Gus, here to give you the pregame report for the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Andrew, how's it going tonight? Tell me how it's going.
Very, very, very good. I'm just having nightmares about the score sheet. But
All right, well, let's get into the opposing team first, Concordia-Wisconsin. In their 2021-2022 season, the Falcons had a 15-14-1 record, barely breaking 500, with an away record of 7-10-0. Additionally, the Falcons are returning with 7 juniors and 13 seniors. Oh, okay. Are we in the shot?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Kelsey, one space.
Thank you.
Connor, you good? Yep. Connor, you good?
Yep.
Welcome to the Hamilton Community Ice Center, where the Indiana Hoosiers are facing off against the Concordia, Wisconsin Falcons. I'm Kelsey Dennehy here with Andrew Gus for the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network pregame report. Andrew, how's it going tonight?
We're doing great. Hoosier hockey is back, and we're back at the barn.
Very excited. So let's get into the opposing team first, Concordia-Wisconsin. In their 2021-2022 season, the Falcons went 15-14-1, barely breaking 500 with a 7-10 away game record. So, looking at their away game record this year and their returning roster of 28 men, mostly upperclassmen, 7 juniors and 13 seniors, how do you think they're going to fare this weekend against the Hoosiers?
You know, I think that history is going to be doomed to repeat itself, and I have a really good feeling the Hoosiers are going to have a very good weekend here at home opening up, especially with the Falcons having a very tough time on the road last year. Hopefully for the Hoosiers, they'll go that way again, but you never know. It's a fresh season, the first game for both teams of the year, and we'll see. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch the team catch their legs. Do you want to talk about some notable players for the Falcons this season?
Of course. Look for goaltender Mac Willie, as he had a very good netminder career last year in that. So, again, the Hoosiers are going to have a tough night tonight. Also, former USPHL player Tommy Castle. Look for him. He'll be all around the puck tonight. And last but not least, John Swiatek. He also a very notable player, so watch out for him.
Absolutely, and thank you. And now we're going to get into our home team, the Indiana Hoosiers, who had a historic season last year after taking the TSCHL championship, rolling through regionals, and having a not-so-lucky fare through nationals. But still, making nationals was a very big deal for the Hoosiers, as it hadn't happened in many, many years. And before the postseason entered for the Indiana Hoosiers, they were on a 15-game winning streak, all under head coach Andrew Weiss, with sweeps against the University of Michigan, University of Louisville, University of Kentucky, and more. So the Hoosiers have taken on 14 rookies this season, 2 of them being goaltenders, to take on their 30-man roster. What do you think the Hoosiers are looking for this season, and how do you think they're going to get into it after such a great season last year?
Well, I think they're going to look to pick off just where they left off. I mean, you made it to nationals. That's a very big deal. People know your name, they know your number, and you have a target on your back, but that's a good thing. People know who you are. You're going to be back again this year, be better than ever. So look for the Hoosiers.
Absolutely, and that's the expectation. Now, can you give us some notable players for the Hoosiers that everyone at home should look out for?
Of course, especially in net, Sammy Billis. Great last year. We saw him today. It looks like he's locked in tonight. His head was bumping. He's looking ready to go. Also, Aiden Simoneau, very good notable forward last year. Again, this year, I think he'll be putting quite a few right to the back of the cage. Will Jeremy, another upperclassman. He knows what he's doing. He'll show some of those younger freshmen how to get up and how to play Hoosier hockey.
Yep. And then, again, Andrew Goodfellow, president of the Indiana University Hockey Club, just all around great leadership, great defense on the blue line, and always consistent. So now, there's a lot of games happening tonight in the TSCHL. So Andrew's going to give us a little bit of around the league. Let's hear it.
Of course. So actually, Swait College hosting Miami, another TSCHL. We've got SIU Edwardsville against Louisville, Akron and Dayton, Wisconsin and Bowling Green, Liberty and Ohio State, and last but not least, Kentucky and North Carolina. So lots of hockey around the league tonight, and we'll be giving you some score updates as we progress.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a fun night. It's packed in here, it's loud, and stay tuned for a 9:30 p.m. puck drop where we have Sam Weixler and Garrett Drake on the call. For the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network, I'm Kelsey Dennehy alongside Andrew Gus. We'll see you in a few.
One of these schools traveled southeast 350 miles from the western shores of Lake Michigan in Mequon, Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee. The other headed due east to drive just 35 miles through the rolling foothills of southern Indiana to a hidden gem of a city known for its unique architecture and its patronage of the arts. The visiting club is looking to build on a so-so 500 record last season by returning most of their point getters and plugging in some highly touted talent. Last year, the home club freed the tee and had the best campaign of this team in nearly half a lifetime, culminating in a road trip to the Gateway City to compete in the 2022 ACHA National Championship. Both hope to pour the foundation for what should be a great season of hockey. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another year of club hockey here at Indiana University on the I'm Sam Weixler, alongside me, Garrett Drake. And Garrett, this one is exciting here, opening night.
No question about that, Sam. That little opening monologue that you gave made me amped up to call this game with you. It's going to be a heck of a season. We had a blast last year, and it's only uphill from here, you got to think. And this is going to be Coach Weiss's first full year at the helm, and I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table.
As you said, Garrett, the last time Indiana started off a season, as they always do here in Columbus, Indiana, at the Hamilton Community Ice Center, it was with a different head coach. Henderson stepped aside in mid-November, and Weiss took on as the interim before accepting the full-time role. And boy, that panned out for the Hoosiers in a positive way.
It sure did. You could definitely sense there was a culture change as soon as the coaching change was made. Really, they looked like a different team the entire rest of the season. Their only loss before Nationals coming in overtime to St. Louis, and there were some costly penalties, bad breaks at the end of that game, and there's no question the Hoosiers kind of gave that game away to the Billikens, and that was their only blemish on what was otherwise a perfect season under Coach Weiss up until Nationals.
Now turning over toward Concordia, Wisconsin, the Falcons 15-13-2 last season, finishing with an 11-5-0 record in the NCHL, and where they lost to the eventual Cup winners, and they were knocked out of the postseason contention at that point. Goals for last season, 4.1 for the Falcons and 3.3 goals allowed for a season plus-minus of +23. And really, that's not going to cut it when you're facing a team like Indiana that puts up 50-some shots a game.
And this is the second year for Coach Shea Klitsky, and really it was similar to Coach Weiss in his situation, being the first year last year, getting used to the program, feeling out his players. But you got to think that they got to get ready to play tonight, because they know the Hoosiers are born ready for opening day, and they're going to give it all they got.
Now that we have a quick chance before the national anthem, let's take a look at the starting lineups.
Yeah, so Sam, for Wisconsin, Concordia, we're going to have in goal today Ian Robertson, number 80. He's going to be testing this Hoosier lineup to start off for them. On left defense is going to be Thomas Dye-Lowell. Right defense is going to be number 24, Nolan Judge. Left wing is manned by number 15, Garrett Wilderman. Center, number 59, Ian Malcolmson. And at right wing, rounding out the lineup, is number 7, Tommy Castle for the Falcons.
Garrett Wilderman is a guy to watch for on the ice. He won Rookie of the Year in his native conference back up north and led the team in goals. Really a standout performer, and the younger brother of another man on this Concordia roster. Both these brothers are from the same hometown, but according to what we've been told, there was a running joke around the club that the older Wilderman was from Montana, so that's what they've got on the website, and it's a bit of a fun joke, just like the University of Michigan club team has on their website.
Yeah, sometimes you got to play on words and make people think a little bit, second guess what they're reading, but we ready for the lineup for the Hoosiers now?
Absolutely, Garrett.
All right, starting in goal, we got none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Sammy Billis, who put together a heck of a season last year, TSCHL playoff MVP. He's going to be in net tonight to kick off the season. And on left defense, we've got a newcomer to the lineup, Sam, freshman Henry Whitliff. We're going to see some new faces in the game today, and he will join the starting group. On right defense is going to be number 4, Griffin Timmons, the sophomore. Left wing is manned by number 3, Drew Michelli, speedy skater, going to be flying around the ice today. At center is going to be number 9, Andrew Chambers, and manning out the lineup is right wing number 27, Aiden Simino, the second-year man for the Hoosiers.
Well, just talking about the man between the pipes, Sammy Billis, he got about as red hot as the sweater that he's wearing right now. 2 shutouts in the ACHA Regionals in Columbus, Ohio, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that propelled Indiana and clinched their ticket into the Nationals tournament in St. Louis.
And Sam, watching Billis, what he did in that playoff run, it was just incredible to see. Every single night we came to the rink, he would be warming up hours before the game, getting dialed in. We always said that if he had his headphones in, we knew it was going to be a long day for the other team, and he had them in tonight, so that can only mean one thing.
Well, Garrett, I will ask you the old ESPN Sports Center segment, what to watch for. Is there one thing that we need to watch for this Game 1 opening of the season?
Well, the thing to watch for is that it's the first game for both teams. Nobody's gotten any action yet. It's going to be a while before we really see the crisp passes start to go. I think we're going to see the short game played a lot early in the beginning, shorter passes, trying to get through the neutral zone slowly, but both teams are going to definitely try to get into their skates, get them loose, and I think the game is going to speed up as it goes. The first period might not have a whole lot of action, but it's going to pick up after that.
We talked about Concordia and how they returned the vast majority of their point getters. 12 of the top 13 scorers for these Falcons returned. So really keeping everybody and only adding big pieces in free agency.
Yeah, and we mentioned Concordia, like this isn't going to be an easy game for Indiana coming in here. This is a veteran team. There are a lot of new faces on the Hoosier side, so they're going to have to learn how to gel and play together. So Concordia might have a slight advantage in the chemistry area, but at the same time, Indiana had to go through the same thing last year with all the freshmen that they had, and they found a way to adapt. So I don't think it's really going to play that big of a factor, but Concordia gets the slight edge on that aspect.
Well, we'll take a quick break and step aside before the national anthem and starting lineups are read on the far side of the ice by Andrew Gus, the other part of our broadcast crew this evening. It's Concordia University of Wisconsin and the Indiana Hoosiers live from Columbus, Indiana at the Hamilton Community Ice Center. Alongside Garrett Drake, I'm Sam Weixler. This is the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Columbus, Indiana for Game 1 of the Indiana Hoosiers hockey season. Just moments away from the starting lineups over on the far side of the ice. And Garrett, any final thoughts before we drop the curtains and put the gloves on?
Well, for everybody joining us at home, we're glad you were able to make it. I know the games being in Columbus at the beginning of the year is not the most convenient thing, but once we get back to Bloomington, I expect the Frank to be getting full every night, and it's going to be a good one here, Sam. We got the starting lineups coming. I can't wait to watch it.
One thing that stuck out to me looking at the roster for the Falcons, their team save percentage was .909 last year, and returning all three goalies, the two primary goalies, and with an addition of Malcolmson, that really could be a tough weekend for their opponents in their league.
Yeah, and that's another advantage that they had last season. They have multiple goalies who they can put in net and feel confident in winning the game. Indiana, last year they had to rely heavily on Billis, and he didn't get much rest because of it. But Concordia is well-rounded in the crease. Their defensemen also play strong as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the defense of Concordia and the offense of Indiana collides with one another.
Well, it took them long enough to get the pucks out there, Garrett.
There's always something.
It's week one for everybody, opening night for everybody. And Garrett, as we do like to say, it's opening night, so everybody's in first place.
No question about that. 0-0 looks a lot better than 0-1, and one of these teams is going to have to suffer that today.
Last season, Sammy Billis, over the course of the entire 34-game schedule, had 26 appearances. 25 were starts. He came in relief in a game against Ohio State. And his save percentage of .919 looks a little bit worse than it should be. He had a .966 save percentage through the first 6 games of the postseason, including the T and regionals. And as we said, he was about as red hot as you can possibly be.
We saw him even sprawling out, making spectacular saves. He wasn't just doing the easy stuff. He was making the hard saves look easier. And really, that's a credit to him. He had an incredible second half.
We'll send it now ice level to Andrew Gus on the public address. It's time for puck drop here in Columbus, Indiana. The Indiana Hoosiers in red sweaters and red pants skating from left to right. Sammy Billis in between the pipes. The visiting Concordia-University of Wisconsin Falcons in their white sweaters and blue bottoms from right to left. The transfer Ian Robertson from Calgary, Alberta will man the net. Referees are Bobby Van Horn and Sheldon Bender. The men manning the line are Ken Tamazawa and Andrew German. Garrett, this feels good, doesn't it?
Nothing better, Sam. Friday Night Lights here in Columbus, and we're ready for action.
Hoosiers and Falcons. And the 2022 campaign is underway. Indiana wins the draw. And the D partner of Whitliff and Timmons have a little mix-up before playing pitch and catch, and it's flicked high into the air. A long looping pass over towards Simino. He rushes into the corner, avoids a big check, and scoops it free. Little song because he missed the puck on his tape. To Whitliff, a wrister from far out, and it doesn't hit the target. Wilderman, one of the two brothers, knocks it away, and Castle chases down to the corner. He throws a dangerous centering pass that doesn't find anybody of importance, and the puck wiggles away across the blue line, so both sides will get a little change as the Falcons circle the wagons.
And Sam, on that first possession for Indiana, Timmons did a great job bringing that puck around the boards to elevate it.
Scooping it forward over toward Chambers. He avoids a hit, and then Simino tries to sidestep a big body blow. Way dangling around the blue line. Finally gets entry on the far side. Quick shark bimble shot, gloved by Sammy Billis. And sometimes, Garrett, it's best to get that first save and see the puck coming right at you.
Yeah, we know Sammy's got the quick hands, and he has to prove them right there. But, Sam, you mentioned the quick line changes. We're going to see a lot of quick shifts early on. Players still trying to get their feet under them, so I'd expect more of that.
Face off to the far dot in the Indiana defensive third. Won by the Hoosiers, but they get tangled up and have to reset, regroup, and do a little bit of retreating first. Kissel now onto the ice. As it's pushed forward, here's Gustafson. Thinks about it, shoots, scores! Jack Gustafson, the freshman, just minutes into this season, puts the biscuit in the basket, and the Indiana Hoosiers draw first blood. 1-0 Indiana.
It looked like it was a little bit of a miscommunication by Concordia there. They gave it away deep in the neutral zone, and it was a 2-on-0 with Gustafson and Kissel. The goalie played the pass, and Gustafson ripped it past on the left side.
Well, Kissel's no stranger to the score sheet last season, 37 points, and he was in the top three. Gustafson, the man who scored that, is well known coming into this season. He was at the Loyola Academy of Chicago and set plenty of league records during his time in the high school ranks. Rushing in, that's Williams on the far side. He gets deterred by a Falcon defenseman, and then the puck pinned up against the boards as a rugby scrum ensues. Another big body check coming in as Fredette rushes in to throw a shoulder. Finally fished out by Jeremy and left quickly before a chip is over to the far side. And Jeremy gets the puck back again. Give and go over to Slavin. Near side shoots right off the chest of the netminder Robertson, and play continues. A sharp angle, Jeremy throws it right into the belly of the Falcons netminder, and now we've got punches being thrown already, Garrett. Michael Fredette took a big swing at Jeremy after they collided after the whistle had blown. And boy, these guys are hot to trot and rearing to go.
And Fredette might be hitting the showers early, Sam. He got a couple licks in on Jeremy there. We'll see what the officials decide to do. They're sending him off.
Well, Garrett, that's not the first time this has happened to the Falcons. Last season, they had numerous games where a player was ejected. And even Garrett Wilderman had his day ended early. Twice, in fact. So the first ejection of the season is in the books. And Garrett, it's reminiscent of that preseason scrimmage we had last year around this time against the Chicago Cougars minor hockey team.
Yeah, Sam, that was a heck of a battle to start the season, and already it's getting chippy in game one for the second year in a row.
Looks like they just sat him down on the bench. No penalty is up on the board. Now it has been announced. 17:50 to go here in the opening frame. Indiana has already put a tally up on the board. A big body check, and DiLorenzo gets thrown down to the ice before a cross check hits him in the ear. Bodies colliding in the slot, and Hawkins rims the puck around turn two. D'Lo circles and pops it forward. Now here's Aiden Goodfellow moving in with some pace at the right dot. Tries a backhander, centering pass onto the foot and kicked away into his own glove. Robertson making the save and sliding around in the blue paint.
That was O'Flaherty getting deep right there for Indiana. Looks like he chipped it off of his stick, didn't quite get the full paddle on it, and thus Robertson was able to make the save right there.
Well, it'll be a 4-on-4 as Will Jeremy and Fredette have both been sentenced to misdemeanors.
And the bodies are flying right now, Sam. This is getting physical.
We'll have to keep track of the hits and see who comes out on top, at least in the number of total hits. 3 minutes have been played here in the first game of the season between the Hoosiers and the Falcons of Concordia, Wisconsin. Retreating into his own zone, that's Stawdasher. A few jersey changes at the last minute, Garrett, so we'll try and keep it going. Whitliff on a rush, by himself through the house. A little between the legs action and tries to find Chambers, but nobody was there. The puck rolls end over end and is played from partner to partner. Here's Timmons lifting it in and sends it to the end zone for a full-scale change for the Hoosiers. Minute left on those matching minors. Although the times up on the board are not exactly matching, we believe they were coincidental, I believe, Garrett.
Yeah, that should be the same time. We'll see what the officials let them both out of the box simultaneously.
Puck takes a left turn and right onto the tape of Castricane. He rushes in, tries to put the puck forward, but can't corral it. And again, the Falcons retreating in their own zone to set up an offense. Back in his own end zone, that's Ballwick flicking it to Stawdasher. Those two have some trouble. Here's Kissel trying a centering pass to McKay. And he's dispossessed in the slot. A rush the opposite direction. Here comes Malcolmson, gets tangled up in the far dot, and more bodies collide. Again, Castricane rushing in. 2-on-2 rush. Tries a little finesse move, gets yanked down. The puck wobbles and then finds the stick of Kissel. And Garrett, we have seen some serious hitting tonight like it's playoffs.
Yeah, crowd calling for a penalty on that drive by Castricane, but it looks like the feet just got tangled up. That's going to be incidental.
Hawkins avoids a takedown and another big rush. Here comes Gustafson. He gets twisted around into a pretzel on the near side circle, and Doyle shovels it forward and flicks it off the boards. We've played nearly 15 minutes here in the first frame. 1-0 the score, Indiana on top. After Jack Gustafson, the freshman from Wilmette, Illinois, fired one top cheese on the netminder Ian Robertson.
Couldn't have think of a better start for Indiana with that Gustafson ripper, as you mentioned, Sam. A couple minutes into the game, already getting into the scoring column. Hoosiers got to be feeling good right now on the bench.
Face off to the near side. McDonald, a sharp angle shot. And it looked like Robertson didn't expect that to come.
Quick rip by Tommy right there.
There's Slavin. He gets driven into the glass. A long shot through traffic right into the leather. And Robertson seems to have regained his composure in between the pipes. Face off between Will Jeremy and the Falcon. Jeremy wins it, and it's played around inside the slot. A little twirl as Jeremy tries a long backhander, optimistic at best. And then Tommy McDonald gets charged in toward the boards. A shot aimed at a deflection doesn't get what it was looking for. And another big hit as Slavin gets hit once in the front and once in the numbers. Finally flung out of harm's way. The Falcons move it as the puck sits at center ice, and more bodies are colliding. These shoulder checks are vicious, Garrett.
Yeah, both these teams going to need some ice after the first period. There's no question. They've still got about 54 minutes left of action. It's going to be a long one.
Stolen. Here comes a rush. Looks like Alex Way knocked free, and Judge recovers for his side. He misses it, and it's chased down by O'Flaherty, who's in the right place at the right time. Now getting bent over is Spears. He gets pushed around, and Way chops the puck forward off the yellow boards. And Indiana will try to set up an offense of some sort. 2 ticks under 14 to play here in frame number 1. Puck being played around in the end zone. Indiana on the attack. A quick shot by Spears right into the belly of Robertson. That stops the clock at 13 and 48 seconds to go in period number 1. Indiana still up by just that one tally.
And Sam, early on, this Concordia defense, even the wingers have been coming down. They've been piling bodies into the crease to try to protect Robertson out there. And so far, we've seen a lot of deflections out in front, bodies getting pushed around. They've been trying to keep Indiana away from the goalie.
Cruiser's centering pass attempt in open ice is unsuccessful. And here comes O'Flaherty with a quick no-look chop off the boards. Way scoops it around, and now Judge on the near side trying to put D'Lo in a headlock. And these guys are showing some restraint at the moment. Swiveling around, there's Timmons moving behind his own pipes. Lorenzo standing on the balls of his feet on his skates as the puck gets toilet bowled around towards Simoneau. Lays it forward, a dummy pass that finds Andrew Chambers, and he has to wing it all the way around before Robertson steps up to block it. Near side battle. The sticks are chopping and swinging in every direction, Garrett. Michelli scoots in and smacks it away. Here comes Chambers, a quick shot. Kicked away, leg saved by Robertson into the far side. Another big shoulder check delivered by two different Hoosiers in two different spots. And again, Indiana on the attack. Puck ricochets oddly off the boards, and Indiana has it at the far point. Lazy pass right toward the crease, but it's slowed down. That's off the stick of Stawdasher. Near side boards across the red line. Switek dispossesses a man, and it's under his legs, but he can't quite seem to find it. His chin strap may have been blocking his view, Garrett.
Yeah, Sam Weiss trying to bring it in towards Billis, but good job by Indiana collapsing in and getting the stick lift.
Here comes Aiden Simino. This year, the lone player for Indiana from outside the 50 states, from Toronto, Ontario. Last year, Vladislav Krush of Moscow, Russia, or Riga, Latvia, depending on which side of the family we're talking about. Under a dozen minutes to play, Indiana has to vacate the zone as a bit of a miscommunication occurred. And another big check by Castrocane. Gustafson chasing down his man before it's played along the near side glass. Charging into the zone with some pace, Palmerio. He gets the puck. Stolen away from him. Another zone entry. Weiss has it at the near circle. Kissel lunges in at the puck, trying to block the pass and close the passing lane. Hawkins carrying it out of trouble now on the near side, absorbs a body hit, and it's played around again as Stawdasher finds a man deep in the corner. On the far side, no look backhander from the corner. That's Castle trying to find a teammate. No white sweater to speak of in that spot. Goodfellow turns around and spins like a top, trying to play it to a D-man, but he finds Gustafson instead, who barely chips it across the blue line and the red line. So we are at 11 minutes even to go here in the first period. And still 1-0, the score in favor of the home team, if you will, Indiana. Laid off by Cruiser, shot goes over Billis's head. It did not hit the cage. Now a quick putter pass on the far boards in front of the Indiana bench. Spinning around, a good cut move by Malcolmson. And Castle feeds to the near point. Body check as Gustafson tries to move his man away. Played all the way toward Gustafson on the near circle. Thinks about it. Dangles a centering pass right through the legs and under Tommy McDonald's stick. Tommy McDonald is not afraid to go into the hard spaces and make something happen. We saw him do it all of last year. He is one of the toughest young guys on this squad. Slavin can't get into the puck in time, and it is 9-ironed all the way nearly toward the ceiling. Tommy McDonald on a run, thinks about it, decides to try a wraparound. It bobbles up, smacks Robertson on the side of the arm, and he finally puts it in his grasp to stop the clock at just 4 seconds before we reach the halfway point of this first period. And Garrett, it feels like this is fast-paced, but it's a whole lot of hits to take for both of these guys.
I'm expecting it to pick up even more, maybe as the physicality goes down a little bit, but that was a terrific feed from Gustafson. He had everyone in the building thinking he was going to shoot the puck. He flipped a little backhand to Tommy. He was just unable to put it home.
Face off on the near side, poked free, one Falcon. That's Dieball, loses the puck, and it's kicked off the leg pad of Robertson. He doesn't see it under him, and the puck chopped down at the far point. Thinks a little bit about a slap shot. DiLorenzo pushes it free, twirling around. Again, that Spears in traffic, and the puck wriggles free from the grasp of everyone again.
Spears almost got pushed into the net on that last play.
Off a deflection. That's the stick of Stawdasher, so no icing called, but Robertson follows that up with a quick cover and plops on top of the puck. 9:33 to go here in the first.
And Sam, you got to know, it's only been halfway through the first period. Robertson's got to be feeling anxious right now with the amount of red sweaters that are up in his grill.
Possession has been in Indiana's favor the vast majority, but here's a quick breakaway all by himself. It's Cruiser. He shoots, dangles, chops it in and scores. Lucas Cruiser, the senior from Wisconsin Rapids, ties things up, and we are a tally apiece here in Columbus. 1-1 with 9:24 to go here in the first. And Garrett, that's about how this game feels.
There's not much else to say about that play, Sam. Just an unfortunate break. Whitliff back skating with the puck, lost it off his stick, and it was just a wide open breakaway. Not much Billis can do there.
Well, Billis will be mad at himself, but there's not a whole lot you can do. He tried to make the best play he could, and you can't win them all, Garrett.
You got to pick one side, and sometimes you pick wrong.
Puck played by a high stick, so McDonald has to let it swing past him. and allow the Falcons to take possession of the puck. They can't quite clear it across the blue line, so it's carried away, and that's Gregor. Will Jeremy zigzagging in his own defensive zone nonetheless. Finally gets some space, and it's a 3-on-2 rush. Jeremy, near side circle, his shot goes into the tinfoil roof, and the clock will stop at just under 9 to play.
And Sam, so far both goals coming off of turnovers in the neutral zone where a player was skating with the puck and they just simply lost it.
Shots on goal, 8-2 in favor of Indiana, and the hits are 8-6 in favor of Indiana. This game may sit on a razor's edge tonight, Garrett.
We're going to be on it as well.
Puck slides free, and the Falcons lose it. Here comes Tommy McDonald. A pull free by Slavin. Some really good stick handling in a matchbox. But instead, it's the Falcons carrying it the other way. Weiss being harassed at the blue line before making entry. Thinks about a centering pass, finally does, but it goes wide of the cage on the near side. Puck rolling on its side before it's knocked around, and Hawkins has to scoop it out of the trapezoid. Little shovel pass. Switek tries to move around. His centering pass doesn't find anybody. And Slavin chops it up into the net, and it becomes a souvenir. The clock standing at 8 minutes, 9 seconds to go here in the first. And boy, Garrett, I don't blame those kiddos down there for being upset. That puck is inches from their grasp.
Yeah, they really want that puck. We've got a piggyback style climbing going on here, trying to get the puck out of the net. Here they go. Puck down.
That's +1 for the fans, Garrett. 1-1 the score. The faceoff pops up and bounces on the head of Chambers. And one man without his stick. Laying down on the ice, finally going in to scoop it up. As Indiana finds a long stretch pass played with a high stick. And it's blown dead. Play continues. Now here's Chambers. Leaves it for Simoneau, who has to hold up. Shot hits the leg of Robertson by virtue of being in the right place. And now another rush the other way. Switek led this Falcons team in points last year and is a force to be reckoned with.
We've already seen early the difference he's made in the game when he's on the ice. The offense looks totally different.
Matthew McKay moving in with some speed, gets held up and handcuffed, and Robertson slams his glove on top of it to stop the clock at 7:26. 1-1 the score. Gustafson lit the lamp first, and then the Falcons answered right back as Lucas Cruiser was all by himself in what was essentially a penalty shot, minus the bodies onto the bench. Face off to the stick side of Robertson, the netminder for Concordia, and Indiana able to hold that blue line as Timmons really dug in and forced the puck back the other direction. Castor Kane trying to do a quick shot, a worm burner. Now another chip off the helmet of Robertson, and the Falcons move it free. Smacked off the scorer's table and under the legs of the referee on the far side before Indiana's able to poke it away. Gustafson watches the puck whiz right by his ear and smacking off the glass in the far corner. More big body checks and arms tangled up with the sticks. Into the near corner now. Still on offense, the Falcons. The first real long attack they've had this frame, Garrett.
Yeah, Concordia, there were a couple minutes around the 10-minute mark where they were really working it in, getting offensive. Oh, big collision
Big dive over Ian Robertson. He laid out belly flopping outside the crease on the near side, and that caused Jack Kissel to take a tumble, nearly going head first into the boards.
As I was saying before that, Indiana had some trouble getting the puck out of their own zone in the moments prior to the Concordia goal, and it looks like they're having some issues with it as well. They get down there and they just can't clear. Concordia doing a good job guarding the blue line.
Face-off won by Indiana. They did well with that last year, but they will have to vacate and yield the zone. Hawkins retreating, smacks it off the boards to his D partner, Goodfellow. Flicked away right off the toe of his stick. Now to DiLorenzo. He's got some speed, cuts, and digs his edges in. Feeds to Goodfellow along the point. Shot that arcs a little bit before coming back down to the ice. And a whistle's been blown with 6 and 2 ticks to go here in the first. It looks like we'll see our first true power play, Garrett.
Yeah, and Sam, DiLorenzo's been getting into it with a couple of Concordia players here as Fredette's going to the box once again. He's the one who got into it with Jeremy. Already the second penalty on Michael Fredette.
Well, another deuce, if you will, up on the board. Indiana last year, when they had an extra guy out there, 28% or just shy thereof. And for the Falcons, their penalty kill was pretty decent, 83%, if you round up to 84. Short-handed rush, and the puck is right under the leg pads of Sammy Billis, so he will put the fire out on his side of the ice and let his boys dig in with an extra man.
And we saw some good things from the IU power play last season. It just was really a matter of whether or not they could space the ice. It's a lot harder at the Frank, obviously. They've got more room here in Columbus.
In regionals, we saw a couple shorthanded goals for Indiana. And during the regular season, Indiana flourished when it was a 4-on-4 on multiple occasions because there was so much extra space, whether it was on the road or at the Frank. Played across diagonally to Tommy McDonald. He enters the zone, gets spun around, but stays on his edges and whisks the puck back toward the point. Charging over to hold the blue line and retain the zone is Whitliff again. Now Kissel near side. Shot chips up and off the bar and back into the trapezoid. Big hit. Wilderman has a face full of glass, and the puck again twirling back toward that same spot. Jeremy trying to find an option as the power play continues. A minute even remaining. Jeremy, a high shot just over the bar. May have grazed the iron. McDonald forklifts a no-look pass, and to Jeremy in the far corner again. Kissel and Jeremy really getting bunched up as we only have 3/4 of a minute left on this power play, and 4 3/4 to go in the period.
I liked what I saw from that group right there. They got a few shots off, and let's see what we've got here.
And it looks like we will have a call as
It's on Tommy.
Tommy McDonald with what appears to be an interference penalty at the moment. So 4:39, Tommy McDonald will put his first 2 minutes of penalties up onto the board this season. And Garrett, he did lead the team in penalty minutes last year. He reached the 3-digit mark with 118 minutes spent in the box or in the showers.
He's a streaky player, and he had a couple streaks last season that you would like not to have, but he seems to be working on his discipline. That's what he told us before the season started, but so far it's not off to a good start.
Another big check as Gustafson gets sent onto his wallet in the far corner, finally yanking it free as we are at a 4-on-4. That will expire in 15 seconds when the attackers here, the Falcons, get their man back onto the ice. Another little ladle scoop forward. Gustafson facing the wrong direction, rights himself, tries to find a centering pass, scoots around to the edge of the crease and gets spun into a circle on his belly. Penalty expires. It's now a power play for the next 70 seconds or so. Little chip shot by Gustafson, a little cheeky attempt at what Pavel Datsuk tried, I believe, Garrett, in the shootout.
Tried to chip it right over the top there, and he's able to get the foot on it.
69 seconds to go in the power play for the Falcons. When they had an extra man out there, 22%. Indiana killing it off, 79%, and that got much better as the season went on when they really developed their systems and the defense gelled and meshed. 3.5 to go, 45 seconds on this man advantage for Concordia. Slung all the way across and shipped downriver. Indiana trying to burn as much time off the clock as they possibly can. Just a reminder, right after the buzzer sounds here for the first period, our on-ice host and pregame intermission postgame specialist, Kelsey Dennehy, will have an on-ice interview with one of the players of this Indiana Hoosiers team.
And Sam, you mentioned how Indiana gained confidence on the penalty kill as the season went on. The main reason for that is they were shorthanded a lot, to be honest with you. And we saw Billis get more confident, knowing how to deal with people on each side of the goal, trying to really play aside, and really it paid off for them in the long run as their penalty kill was pretty phenomenal.
Tommy McDonald reaches down and frees himself from the sin bin. So we are at 2.5 to go. The score's still the same as Billis plays catcher like a baseball player and watches it go right into his leather. We talked about Tommy McDonald and how he was a frequent flyer to the box last season. He had a 5-game streak in which he was ejected all 5 games. That was in the first semester, and he got off to a much better start in the back half of the season. really turning into a complete player with his line. 2 and change to go. The puck wobbles dangerously right in front of Billis, and it's kept into the zone by Wilderman, putting his tape onto the ice hard. Now sliding around in their own end zone. Slavin backhands it, and the puck comes out of the zone. No call. Here comes Whitliff the other direction. 3-on-4. His shot gets deflected and nearly hits the father of Jack Kissel, who's standing just under that netting that's supposed to be protective, but it looks like it went out of play, Garrett.
There might be some flaws in the design there, but, you know, this barn isn't new by any means, so you got to think that maybe there was sufficient netting there at one point.
Under 120 seconds to go here in the first. 1-1 the score. Gustafson, the goal scorer for Indiana. As the puck played to the far side. Goodfellow as the cage comes loose. And Robertson staring back at it, frustrated that the iron came off its moorings. Goal scorer was Lucas Cruiser. As we mentioned, a senior on this team. He evened it up. Face off to the stick side again of Robertson. Indiana wins it. Deflection in traffic. And Chambers a backhand shot. Shoveled free and chipped off the glass. Hawkins plays second base and now knocks it with his tape to Chambers. Flicked free and a D-to-D pass. Castle steps up, but Goody meets him right at the red line. Goodfellow loses focus, and the puck chips into a belly of one player. Back and forth it goes. And with 1:22 to go here in the first, we'll have an offside right in front of the Indiana bench.
Hoosiers getting some fresh feet on the ice here, Sam, for the final 1:22, and look for them to really attack if they are able to control this faceoff.
Face-off controlled by the Falcons. They play it in, and Goodfellow tries to make a pass. Billis has to stick paddle it away, and a big sliding check as players were on their knees on the far side. 69 seconds to go here in the first frame. Kissel throws a pass the width of the neutral zone, and Hawkins slams it toward the cage. Looks like a delayed offside. The referee on the near side as we're under a minute to go. Pushing forward, that's Nolan Judge. Errant pass winds up at the stick of Hawkins, one of the freshmen for this team. 14 freshmen for Indiana. Spinning around is Castor Kane, another one of the newcomers. And kicking it down to himself, Hawkins plays a little FIFA, and the puck spills over into the neutral zone. Just over half a minute to go, played forward. Kissel will take the rebound as Tommy McDonald finds a body to collide with. A spinning do-si-do as the shot bounces off one skate blade and back into the near side corner. Kissel doing some dirty work. Now to Gustafson, trying to find a teammate, but it's poked away. 20 ticks to go here in the frame. Played forward, and it sails high into the air after the deflection, and it looks like a car tire rolling down the road the way it moved across the ice. 10 to go in the frame, and Indiana might have one last push. But instead, McKay has to gather it and cross the blue line with just a few seconds to go. Nothing amounts in that attack. And after 20 minutes, the score is right where we were to begin with, tied 1-1. Shots on goal in that first period, 15-9 in favor of the Hoosiers. Hits, pretty darn close, 9-8, also in favor of the Hoosiers. And the faceoffs were an Indiana victory as well.
Yeah, Sam, this game has been really tight so far. As you mentioned, all the stats, hits, faceoffs, similar to one another, and both of the goals scored were off turnovers. So really, both teams have been playing solid defense. It was just one costly mistake for each that led to a score.
Well, we're awaiting confirmation from our sideline host, Kelsey Dennehy. But Garrett, any general takeaways from the fast pace and the physicality of that frame?
Yeah, coming in, I wasn't expecting it to pick up as quick as it did, honestly, but both teams, you could tell they were eager to get back out onto the ice, and they wanted to show that they're not afraid to hit. Maybe they missed it a little bit as well. So it's been a physical game so far, and it looks like Kelsey's got somebody here for us.
Well, Garrett, as you say that, we'll give her a chance to get settled. It's Gustafson, the one who scored that goal, and we'll send it to Kelsey, standing alongside an Indiana skater.
Tonight. Jack, how are you feeling after your first period?
Feeling good. We have on the ropes. We're all playing them. We're just keep it up and we'll keep winning the game.
Absolutely. How did you feel in that moment? You know, first game ever. First Hoosier goal of the season after a pretty big season you guys had last year.
Yeah, it was kind of a blur. Just like the puck went right over his stick. Bad ice, so I knew. Rush of the D, good things will happen.
Absolutely. And what do you guys need to do to kind of get up on this team and put some more pucks back in the net?
Play physical, pressure the D. The D can't handle our forecheck.
Thank you so much for joining me. Good luck in the second period. For the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network, I'm Kelsey Dennehy. We'll see you in the second.
Awesome stuff by Kelsey. We'll have her move around here for the intermission show. In the meantime, 1-1 the score. Indiana and Concordia University of Wisconsin all tied up. This is the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the Hamilton Community Ice Center, where the Indiana Hoosiers are tied 1-1 with the Concordia-Wisconsin Falcons. The Hoosiers are leading shots on goal 15-9, where they put one behind the net early, first period. Jack Gustafson, freshman rookie, scored that goal with the assist of Jack Kissel. What do you have to say about the first period?
I mean, overall, really good job. We're tied 1-1. There's a lot of energy right now. I'd like to see us play a little bit more physical. I think we get to the puck a little faster, put some more bodies in the line. I think we'll win a lot more races and get more pucks to the net, so that's going to work, get us more goals.
Absolutely. The Hoosiers have taken a lot of face-offs. 13 out of 20 is ones they won. What do you think that kind of played into how they've been playing this period?
It gets momentum going. If you can get the puck right off the draw, you get the puck breaking out, you get onto the net quickly. I mean, overall, it just really helps you in the long run. So those short little face-offs you think might not be very important, they hold a very heavy impact.
Absolutely, and it's been a pretty physical period. The Falcons have taken 2 penalties while the Hoosiers have only taken 1. What do you see going forward in this tied game?
I think that for sure. The Falcons have a bigger, older team, and they seem to really like to be physical, so I would definitely see some stupid penalties coming from them in the future. But the Hoosiers seem to be very in control and cool, so let's watch for them to be collective the rest of the game.
Absolutely, and we are heading into the second period where Sam Weixler and Garrett Drake are going to be on the call. I'm Kelsey Dennehy alongside Andrew Gus for the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We'll see you in the second.
And the second period is underway here from Columbus. I'm Garrett Drake alongside Sam Weixler for period number 2 in a 1-1 contest. Both teams scoring off of a neutral zone turnover, Sam, and it's been a physical game up to this point.
Boy, it has been, Garrett. The hits were vicious, although they weren't in double digits at the end of 20 minutes.
The Falcons retreating back into their own zone to try to retrieve the puck as Billis guarding tightly. Into the corner they go. Behind the Indiana net, the puck is taken there by Henry Whitliff. And they move it on down. Concordia trying to get something going in their own zone here. Whitliff retrieves behind the net for Indiana and rings it back around to the other side to be taken by Timmons. Timmons with the puck once again as he waits for reinforcements to come in the own zone. That one played in by Lucas that was Lucas Cruiser rather, who made an impact in the first period for Concordia. We're even strength right now, Sam, and there were quite a few penalties in the first. A couple 4-on-4 actions as well. And here's a shot ripped on net that was blocked away by Billis. That one off the stick of Wyatt Wilderman. And Kissel goes back to retrieve. Now zooming through the neutral zone is the senior Jack Kissel. And he flings one right into the net. And a save by Ian Robertson.
Well, Ian Robertson, a transfer from Division I Northern Michigan, way up in the UP, all the way past Mackinac Island and the bridge. That's a long way from home, and he has really proven himself so far against an Indiana team that throws pucks in volume toward the cage.
Not only do they throw pucks at the cage, but they get a lot of bodies down there in the crease as well as Indiana wins the faceoff, and a shot, rip and score! Off the faceoff, Austin Williams puts Indiana on top 2-1. He just let it rip on the first touch, and he gets his first career goal right there.
What a way to start off the period. You know, Garrett, you said a one touch. In soccer, they say a lot of the goals come at the very start of the very end of the half. And 2 times in a row now, Indiana has changed the scoreboard in the first 2 minutes since the puck dropped.
We've already seen the faceoffs paying dividends for this Indiana team, and they get a goal off the faceoff win. Now here's Weiss, cross-cast. Good job knocking that one away by Williams, who just netted the goal. Now he comes swooping back into the offensive zone. Williams flings another one on right into the chest, and Robertson grabs it with the glove. Austin Williams getting trigger happy here as we approach 2 minutes of play here in the second period.
Yeah, Garrett, Indiana averaging almost 44 shots on goal per game. And considering most teams only get 30 on a good night, that is a massive number.
No question, it's going to be a long night for Robertson. McDonald tried playing that one off the boards, then lays a hit. The Falcons trying to escape their own zone here. Good job by McDonald keeping that one in as it goes around the boards. Coming out with the puck is Weiss, and he plays it along the near side. Coming up with it now is going to be Swiatek. Swiatek flings one that's paddled away by Billis and goes to the far side now. McKay getting trapped in the corner. He takes a couple of big hits, gets sandwiched to the ice, and the puck is still loose. Concordia will now have to come back and reset. We're now 3 minutes into the second period. Indiana leading 2-1 on the goal by Austin Williams. Behind the net when swooping back out with the puck and going to the backhand there was Thomas Dyball. And running into the referee there was Matt Spears. He wasn't sure where he was on the ice.
Boy, Garrett, legs and knees are twisting every which way.
It's a 3-on-2 for Indiana. McDonald has it poked away. A nice defensive play made right there by Concordia. That was number 90, Thomas Dyball. DiLorenzo swooping in, and he loses it. Dyball trying to kick the puck to a teammate. Him and Doyle are on the blue line, and now here they come. Dyball goes to the backhand, had it knocked away at the last second by Billis. Lots of action here as we approach 4 minutes of play in the second period. DiLorenzo and Judge getting into it once again. We've seen them tangle up several times as there's a glove on the ice. Looks like it belongs to a Hoosier. As Judge goes behind his own net, and they're going to take a minute to regroup here.
Garrett, last season, the Falcons did have a 500 record or thereabout. They were also a bit streaky. They had a 6-game losing streak and then followed it right up with a 5-game winning streak.
And neutral ice, so it's flung in by Chambers. He takes a big hit into the stanchion over there as he gets some chirps from the Indiana bench. Now here comes the puck towards Billis. It goes behind the net. Timmons able to win the race. Here's one flicked on net. A good block made right there, and now a scramble for it. Whitliff able to get his leg on that puck as it entered the net. Or the net area, rather. Whitliff again laying a body check on there. Indiana continuing to dominate the hit category. It was close for a while, but Indiana starting to pull away. Here comes Michelli. That one grabbed with the glove by Robertson.
A lot of players for both teams this evening that are scratched and not dressing are seniors. A lot of guys for Indiana, Jack Knoll and Adam Offenbach, just to name a few right there. And the same is with the Falcons. A lot of young guys getting experience.
And numbers the other way for the Falcons. Castle sends one on Billis. That was wide, never really had a chance. On the other side, the puck is taken there by Ian Malcolmson. And now Castle plays it back to the other side. Wilderman in pursuit. He gets run into by Semino. And a deflection out in front. Billis able to get the glove on it, and he didn't face a second shot. That one whiffed at the blue line, and now Indiana coming back the other way. Michelli has Semino with him. Semino gets that one deflected. A nice check there by Lucas Hefty. And we're now down to 4:15 to play in the second. A shot on goal, save, rebound, and another save made. What a shot. But a better save by Robertson, and that one grabbed out of the air as there were a couple rebound opportunities and deflections in the crease.
Boy, Garrett, it's been a long time since we've seen a hockey game in the regular season where the bodies get tangled this often. Legs and arms are getting twisted up behind the cage, in the corners, even in the middle of the slot, as we've seen so far several times.
And this has already been a super fast-paced game. Not something we're really used to seeing from Indiana, but it's a new-look team. Here comes Way into the offensive zone. He flips one on Billis. Rebound blocked by Billis. Save again. Another save. Billis coming up huge with 2 rebound saves there. 3 total. Now coming up the ice right here is going to be Gustafson. He goes to the backhand. Just missed. Castor Kane into the corner. Back to Gustafson. Gustafson twirling around, and he loses the puck. Trying to keep it in, and the puck is going to enter neutral ice here, and it's taken the other way by Concordia. Billis will paddle that one away. He's got Hawkins down there with him. That one's centered out in front. Good job to knock that one away by Castor Kane. And now Gustafson trying to win the race, but a good defensive play keeps it out. Indiana gets onside. Kissel over to Gustafson. Gustafson weaving around, and he gets knocked off the puck. Whitliff sends one in, and it nearly got under the legs, and they score! Off the rebound, it's, no, now they say no goal. It's waved off. We're going to have to wait for the ruling on this one. Jack Kissel got the rebound and put it in, but he might have made contact with Robertson. The referee's talking to Coach Andrew Weiss right now, trying to sort things out.
And Garrett, I have to assume we'll have a herd of zebras right in front of the scorer's table trying to sort all this out. Well, maybe not. I guess the explanation was sufficient for Weiss.
It's going to be no goal on the ice. Indiana wins the faceoff, so it's still 2-1 as they re-enter the offensive zone again. Concordia able to clear, and that one flicked high up, nearly hit the netting as Whitliff goes back to receive. Whitliff flings that one up. They got a race here. It's going to be a 2-on-1 for Indiana, and they lose possession. Coming up the other way now is going to be Dieball. Dieball puts on the brakes, gets run into along the boards by Timmons as they're scrapping for the puck down there. And Concordia, they tried to do a wraparound. Billis was ready for it. And Indiana able to clear. Slavin plays that one up. It's flipped by McDonald. Jeremy trying to retrieve, but he gets his stick lifted. We're down to 11:58 to play in period number 2. Indiana leading 2-1. Swiatek gets a shot on Billis, and it goes right into the blocker.
Looked like Billis tried to sandwich that between his elbow and his armpit, Garrett. And sometimes just having your arm in the right spot can be the key, although Sammy B does know where to be.
Indiana wins the draw in their own zone, and the puck is taken by Austin Williams. He loses it. Here's a shot blocked. That was off the stick right there of Trenton Sherman for Concordia. And this one play is onside still, and they score! O'Flaherty with his first of the year, and it's 3-1 Hoosiers. I thought they were going to call that play offside, Sam, but they let him go.
It was a deflection off multiple players right at the blue line in front of the Indiana bench. And that one will count, so a crooked number up on the board. And it's got to be a great feeling for Indiana putting up 2 in short order.
Jack O'Flaherty gets his first of the season, as we're going to say that several times over the course of these next couple games. He's into the scoring column, and it's 3-1 in favor of the Cream and Crimson. Off the draw, Concordia hanging out in the neutral zone, trying not to give the puck away, something they've struggled with early in this one. McKay plays it back. Chambers backhands it behind the net, and going back to receive is going to be Fredette. We've seen Michael Fredette wind up in the penalty box a couple times early in this one. Simoneau sends one on that goes just wide of the net. Williams fighting for it. He's able to win possession.
Garrett, you got to hand it to these fans who traveled the 45 minutes from Bloomington, some of them further,
Backhand shot by Semino right there, knocked away by Robertson. He's trying to get his first of the season as well. Semino was another player who stepped up big for the playoffs for Indiana last year, Sam, and you look for him to carry that into year 2. Racing into the attacking zone is going to be Ian Malcolmson right there for Concordia. Wilderman got ran into. Castle was there as well, but the puck winds up in the grasp of Billis.
And boy, it looks like Wilderman's slow to get up in the middle of the house. And it looks like for both teams, some of these bruises are starting to set in.
We're about halfway through period number 2, Sam. Indiana leading 3-1. Here's a shot blocked away by Billis. That one went way up high and out of play over behind the net. Shots on goal so far, Indiana 9, Concordia with the advantage with 11, but the difference is, Sam, Indiana's been putting them in the back of the net. Hits are even, face-offs slightly in favor of the Hoosiers once again.
Yeah, that's been a strong point for Indiana, is the centers. A lot of talented young guys that are willing to put their elbows onto the ice.
Kissel gets a body check there, but the puck winds up on the stick. Big collision there, and they're going to say it was clean as Casterkane was carrying the puck in. Here comes Concordia the other way. Wrapping around the net, a shot. A diving save made right there by Goodfellow. It looked like Billis left the net open, but Goody bailed him out there. Here's a shot sent on, deflected out in front and goes behind. Racing after the puck and winning the battle is going to be Hawkins, and now Concordia has to clear the zone.
Boy, Garrett, Aiden Goodfellow looked like he was sliding into third base, charging across his own zone and putting his foot in between the puck and the net.
That one flung in, and it goes all the way around to the far side boards as Casterkane lays a body check there. Dieball felt the brunt of that hit. And now at the blue line, Timmons sends it in, deflection out front, grabbed by Robertson. Well, Sam, we're down to about 9.5 minutes to play here in period number 2, and Indiana looks like they've came out with a vengeance in this second period.
They really have 2 goals scored in this frame.
One waved off as well.
They come in threes, Garrett, don't they?
Absolutely. Concordia wins the draw in their own zone, and they're able to escape. Swiatek plays it forward, and that's going to be an easy offside call. Probably the most blatant one we've seen all day.
And sure, there have been a few controversial ones where the puck ricocheted off a couple different legs. But for the most part, this officiating crew has been pretty solid, Garrett.
Palmario was the guilty party there, getting in a little early. That one flung in, and Billis forced to play it off the stick of Lucas Hefty, and behind the net they go.
Great job by Billis. Sometimes it looks like he's got eyes in the back of his head, the way he slides between the wickets and just instinctively knows to go down and slam the leather on the ice.
He likes using the glove, and it's gotten him out of some sticky situations. Here's a 2-on-1 with McDonald and Slavin. Slavin plays it out in front. McDonald whiffs on the one-timer. Indiana able to keep it in. Nice play there by Williams right at the blue line. Out front, the puck goes, and Concordia able to get it out. McKay carrying in. He gets tripped up, and now he's offside, so he has to go back. That one played off the boards, and Weiss takes a big check from McKay. Swiatek carrying the puck in for Concordia. He flips one on right into the wickets of Billis. Shots on goal, Indiana still trailing in that category. Concordia's put up a couple more since we last checked in. Hits still even at 6, and the face-off battle starting to even out a little bit as well, Sam. These two teams have looked fairly competitive. Indiana just getting some good breaks. McKay loses the puck there. A backhand flipped on, pedaled away by Billis. Connor Doyle tried getting into the scoring column on that one. And here's a breakaway for DiLorenzo. He's got a man with him. D'Lo goes to the backhand, and he thought that Spears was going to be on the other side, but he was actually behind him. Doyle checks McKay into the boards, and they get into it. O'Flaherty trying to gain possession. And Matt McKay will have to retreat with 7:45 to go in period number 2. McKay cross ice. That one gets deflected, but it goes back to Austin Williams. No changes for either side as we play on with 7:33 to go. Doyle carries in. He tried deking past a couple of Hoosiers, but that wasn't going to work. DiLorenzo loses it. Good defensive play right there made by Rex Staudasher. Had to look at the pronunciation for that one.
Those German names can get you, Garrett. I speak from experience.
Williams takes a big check there. That one flung in all the way to the other side by Matt Spears, one of the freshmen for this Indiana squad. 6:55 remaining in the second. Concordia trying to slow things down a little bit as some fresh legs enter the ice for both sides. Simino plays it over. Chambers has Michelli with him. It's a 2-on-1. Michelli's, what a save. Robertson sprawled out and stopped a good one-timer from Michelli off a feed from Chambers. Simino flings one on and it's blocked out in front. Easton Williams took the brunt of that hit. Looks like it might have got him in the leg as he's slowly skating back.
A point-blank save for the netminder in white. Incredible reaction time, Garrett.
It really was. We've seen some good saves from both sides. Robertson's just been tested quite a lot more than Billis has so far. Going back to receive the puck is Michael Fredette, who's made his aggression known early with 2 penalties in the first. 6 minutes remaining in the second. Castle gets that one deflected off his stick, and Indiana able to clear as it's sent back by Andrew Hawkins. Trying to apply some pressure is this Hoosier team in the attacking zone. Kissel comes away with the puck. He dekes to his left and gets knocked away. Castracane trying to back skate. He's got a couple defenders back with him. Wilderman with a shot that goes high off Billis and a save made. Judge chilling at the blue line, waiting for some action to come his way. Now Judge receives the puck in his own zone and flings one off the boards that missed the stick of Wilderman. And that one goes high up into the netting and out of play with 5:14 to go.
Well, Garrett, we saw a young kid get a puck in the first frame, and I'll tell you what, he looked happier than literally a kid in a candy store.
Here we go, we got him again.
There are a few things that will make a kid smile, like a hockey puck at a game or a baseball in the bleachers.
And Sam, there's nothing like those fresh new IU official game pucks that the team got now.
If you want to check out the team merchandise, head to the link in the social media bios. The link tree will get you all the information you need.
I can't think of a better souvenir for an IU hockey fan. Maybe a jersey as well. They're both available. In the corner, a battle for the puck, and McKay comes out with it. Jeremy unable to keep possession. McDonald gets run into hard, and Judge now with the puck trying to battle through some Hoosiers. Jeremy wins the race. He's got McDonald to his left. Jeremy with a shot, and he scores! Will Jeremy has extended the Indiana lead to 3. His first of the season. He led Indiana in goals last year, and he nets number 1 for 2022.
Last season, Indiana had a serious competition all the way down to the final minutes of the season between Vladislav Krush and Will Jeremy to see who would end up at the top of the table as far as points are concerned. And it was a dead heat. Will Jeremy, a phenomenal player, and exciting to think that he's only a sophomore.
Indiana able to put 3 goals on the board here in the second, and they now lead 4-1. DiLorenzo swooping back, and now the puck is taken away and carried back forward by Alex Way. DiLorenzo comes out with the puck for the Hoosiers. He flings one up. O'Flaherty is in the zone along with Matt Spears. Big hit. DiLorenzo sends a man to the deck as he absolutely laid out Lucas Hefty right there behind the goal. Billis holds strong once again. Whitliff fighting for the puck. Centering pass blocked, and that one high over the net off the stick of Way. Looked like there was a sliver of an opening in the top corner, but he missed it. Centering pass misses the stick, and Indiana able to control. Matt Spears racing up the ice. He's got Griffin Timmons with him. 3.5 minutes remaining in the second. Puck's in the neutral zone. It's grabbed there by Castor Kane. Gustafson just missed getting that one, and he deflects one towards the net. That was off the stick of Kissel, and Gustafson nearly got number 2. We've seen a lot of possessions where the puck gets down low and Indiana players just keep poking and poking at it. Kissel sends one on save. Puck still loose, and Castor Kane plays it back behind. Concordia having some issues clearing here.
Boy, Garrett, time of possession could be the deciding factor in this game, as it seems like Indiana has had the puck and are setting up some sort of umbrella even when it's a 5-on-5 game.
We're now down to 2:49 remaining in the second. Castor Kane will take the draw for Indiana, going up against Sam Weiss, and it's won by Concordia in their own zone. Swiatek battling for it with Goodfellow as the scrum ensues right in front of us. Gustafson had it momentarily, and he's able to regain possession, but it would have been an offside. Racing in is Weiss. Nice defensive play made there by Andrew Hawkins to force Weiss off the puck. Centering pass, Swiatek shoots one. It got deflected out in front. Looks like Goodfellow got a piece of that again.
And the man on the puck behind Billis tried to do a Michigan. He tried to lacrosse it around the corner, but couldn't get it on its edge.
Goodfellow racing back, and it looks like he's going to get there first, but he's going to take a hit after it. Gustafson sends that one forward, but Judge able to avoid an attack. Judge trying to get into the attacking zone and is able to get there momentarily, but he really had nowhere to go. 1 minute and 48 seconds remaining in the second. Indiana leading 4-1. McDonald tried sneaking out in front, but a good job by Judge to get back. Sherman. Jeremy took a whack at it, and now Indiana with the puck. McDonald lays into Judge as he went for the man rather than going for the puck as it entered neutral ice. Doyle plays that one forward. Williams has Sherman with him, but a good job of collapsing by McKay, and it looks like Slavin was down there as well to stop that attack. Bodies hitting the deck near center ice, as this is going to be Thomas Dyball carrying it in.
Easton Williams was very slow to get up.
Slavin coming the other way. It's a 2-on-1 with McDonald. McDonald shoots one and he scores! Tommy McDonald extends the Indiana lead to 4, and they're piling it on here in the second, Sam.
The Indiana Hoosiers keep on keeping on, and they are coming in bunches, Garrett. What a second frame, and an answer to a ho-hum first period that saw us tied after 20.
It's going to be number 1 for T-Mac on the year, and all 5 goals so far have been scored by 5 different Hoosiers. Indiana wins the draw with 55 seconds remaining in the second frame. Castle nearly won the puck, and now he's battling for it again with McKay. Michelli takes a big hit along the boards. That one centered, deflected high off the glass, and taken at the far side by Semino. Again, they're racing down the ice. It's a 2-on-2. Michelli racing to the other side to gain possession. He centers one, though, hit the back of the net. And now Michelli getting into a scrum behind. We're down to 23 seconds now, and Concordia trying to get a late rush. Timmons wins the race to that one in the far corner. Whiffs on the pass, and now Concordia's got an opportunity. We're down to 10 seconds. Behind the net with the puck now. They center one, and it's blocked out in front. Semino with a nice defensive play, and that's going to do it for the second period of play, Sam. Indiana with 4 goals in the second frame, and they lead at 5-1.
Goodness gracious, Garrett. A physical period and a productive one in the case of Indiana. 4 goals in just 1 frame. And as you said, Garrett, by all different goal scorers, which really says something to the depth of this Indiana team.
No question about that, Sam. And Kelsey Dennehy standing by on the far side. She's going to have somebody with her in just a moment here. Indiana winning the face-off battle 9-8 in that period. Concordia actually had a slight edge in shots and in hits as well. We're just waiting for Kelsey to get set up. She's going to have Jack O'Flaherty here for you in just a moment, who netted a goal in the second period as well. And we're going to go ahead and send it on over to Kelsey, who's standing by with Jack O'Flaherty.
I am here with number 8, Jack O'Flaherty. Jack, how are you feeling about that second period?
I'm feeling like we did a lot better than the first period. We were definitely more active and aggressive on the forecheck, and overall the scoreboard showed for that.
Absolutely, and I know you struggled with some injury last season. How does it feel to be back, be healthy, and be able to put up points on the board for your team?
It was amazing. Being hurt during nationals with my wrist, it was awful. And now that I can just play with a new team and all the new freshmen on our team, it's been a lot of fun so far, just in these first 2 periods.
Awesome. What are you most excited for going into this third period?
I'm excited to close it out and keep Sammy B strong with only 1 goal and just play overall defensive hockey third period.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Number 8, Jack O'Flaherty. I'm Kelsey Dennehy on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We'll see you in the third. Thank you, Jack. Nice job, bud.
Break. When we get back, period number 3, 5-1 on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the Hamilton Community Ice Center. I'm Kelsey Dennehy alongside Andrew Gus, where the Indiana Hoosiers lead the Concordia-Wisconsin Falcons 5-1. It has been a jam-packed period. The Falcons actually lead the Hoosiers 15-14 in shots on goal this period, but the Hoosiers do lead 29-24 in the entire game. The Hoosiers saw goals from rookie Austin Williams, junior Jack O'Flaherty, Will Jeremy, and Tommy McDonald. A big, wide variety of guys. What do you have to say about that period, Andrew?
You know, I was really proud. I thought that the freshmen especially played really well. And first college game ever, they're coming out there and acting like it's not. They're acting like they've been there before. They have confidence. They're playing great. The older guys look great as well. They're setting a great example for the younger guys. And right now, the Hoosiers just look awesome. I mean, everything's going their way. They're winning puck battles. They really want it. And the scoreboard says the same thing.
Absolutely. And, you know, Sammy Billis hasn't been tested too much, but, you know, he's been tested and he's made some pretty great saves. What do you have to say about their defensive zone coverage for the Hoosiers?
I thought we've done a pretty good job so far, but I'd definitely like to see a few less breakaways. You know, you've seen a few cherry pickers there, especially the second period, the longer change. There was quite a few times they were just hanging out the blue line, and they're playing an opponent today. I'm not sure exactly. I apologize. All college. Louisiana.
There you go.
Louisville. I'm just getting crazy now. 5-0 they won, and Wisconsin right now, they're down 1-0 to Bowling Green in the second period, so they still have a period left to go as well.
All right, absolutely. And we've got a jam-packed third period for you guys.
second period, it looked like the dynamic of the game and the speed of the game changed entirely.
No question about that, Sam, and I feel like that happened a few times last year. I would take over in the second, and then all of a sudden Indiana turns into the 80s Edmonton Oilers, it seems like. They just can't stop scoring.
If I remember correctly, when Indiana came back from a 6-goal deficit on the road in Ann Arbor against the Michigan Wolverines, that was a big second period that you were on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they scored at least 4 of them in that period, and I don't know, it seems like they used the first as an adjustment frame, and fortunately they were able to escape the first tied today, and then in the second they just exploded, and now they're up 5-1.
Well, 9 seconds have mysteriously ticked off the clock. Indiana in their red sweaters from left to right, and once again the Falcons right in their face from right to left. Netminder changed, that is Mac Willie in between the pipes, so Ian Robertson's day is done for the Falcons.
Mac Willie's got an A on his chest, Sam.
Well, Garrett, if I'm not mistaken, the last goaltender in the NHL to be a captain was Charlie Gardner of the Chicago Blackhawks.
That counts.
But it's whisked away. There's Cruiser punching it free, and then it's chopped and wobbles across the blue line over towards Indiana's house. McKay, little do-si-do in the far circle, still looking for an option. Finally chips it off the stomach of a white sweater. That's Weiss, Sam Weiss, moving into the action.
And Sam, one thing to keep an eye on, if Willie is able to have a good frame here, I'm sure we'll definitely see him start the game tomorrow.
Puck gets careened into the corner and then chipped up off a body, smacked out of the air like a bear going after food. That was Fredette. Now charging the other way, Gustafson intercepted. And going down on both hands is Williams. Kissel a shot. Another shot. Castricane just misses the bar. Off to the far side. On a charge, Paul all the way on the far side, and his teammate ended up with a head full of netting. Kicked away through the slot, and Michelli recovers it. Plays it around, and then dummy pass toward Chambers, who then goes forehand, backhand, and a body check delivered again. Put into a box in the corner. On the near side, still everyone fighting for it, jamming at it. No one able to slice it away. Finally, Hawkins emerges, fires into a body, kicked off and scores! A deflection, and goal number 6 for Indiana. We'll have to wait to see how the scores track this one, but Hawkins, a big wind-up, and what a ripper. 17-17 to go here in the third.
Yeah, Sam, I couldn't tell. It looked like that might have hit Semino out in front, or maybe it went off a Concordia player. Hawkins went through the line first. But I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being Sim's goal.
Well, everything evens out in the wash, and we'll find out tomorrow after these jerseys get sent through a washing machine that they desperately need after a game like this. Ensuing draw won by the Falcons. They control, and it's backhanded into the attacking territory before they cede possession. Slavin lunges for the puck, but it doesn't quite end up on his stick. Here's Castle circling around. A stick chops in half, and that was Timmons whose stick is in multiple pieces. Now on the rush. Here comes Slavin. He's got some speed, avoids a hip check, centers it, kicked free, Whitliff with a shot, and it's under the leg pad of Willie, and more shoving ensues, some extracurricular activity, and Garrett, the clock is still at 17-17.
Didn't quite let any time run off there, as perhaps they were still trying to sort out that last Indiana goal. We'll still see. It's yet to be announced who scored it.
Well, Garrett, our clock on the broadcast is unofficial, but considering the clock up there never ran, I guess we'll have to consider ours unofficial for the time being. 6-1 the score as they let the clock roll a little bit. We'll see how accurate they get, Garrett. Face-off will come to the stick side of Mac Willie, senior from Tacoma, Washington.
Looks like they took 10 seconds off. They started it at 7:07 once they dropped the puck.
Thank goodness for instant replay, Garrett. Face-off controlled by Indiana as it's chipped off the back pocket of the linesman. He couldn't make himself skinny enough. long threading pass played with a high stick, and DiLorenzo has to watch it late. Under 17 to play for real this time as the puck gets battered about. Switek zooming in, trying to weave through traffic. Shot on, goes wide of the cage to the far side. And went to the near side, a clotheslining hit by Williams. O'Flaherty sidesteps but gets twisted around. Now rushing in is Spears right at the red line. Gregory gets tossed onto his face, and he goes immediately for a change. Another big hit as Castle ends up on his shin protectors. McKay sidesteps what would be a hit, then tries to use his body to shield the puck, and there's a whole lot of chaos in the far side of the ice. A fantastic deep cruiser had everyone fooled, including the fans. Now a shot through traffic, kicked off by Billis's leg, still scrambling in the far side. Now to near as DiLorenzo swivels around a man and then opts to go for a full change before a laid of Sam Weiss, who had initiated that contact with Ethan DiLorenzo. And
Full possession, and he was just laying people out.
shots on goal here in this third period, 3-1. But the hits have been the story of the afternoon and evening.
And honestly, that's not something I expected out of him. Didn't know he had that in his bag.
So Indiana will be on the penalty kill, short a man for 2 minutes after McKay guilty of some shenanigans after the whistle blew. A shot through traffic, bounces off the pants of one Falcon, looked to be Thomas Dieball, and kept in the zone as the Falcons try to set up some form of pressure with an extra man out there. Into the far corner, Weiss, who started that scrum before the whistle blew, and then knocked away off the tip of the stick as Simino manages to relieve the pressure and give everybody a chance to breathe, in a red sweater that is. 15 and a few to go here in the third. 6-1 the score. Indiana opened the margins in the second period. Whitliff fakes a big slap shot all the way down the ice. And with 70 seconds to go, it's finally shipped down the river and all the way into the trapezoid where Mac Willie ladles it and lets his D-men inherit. Here comes Way moving on through the blue line. A shot goes straight up into the ceiling and nearly hits a light fixture, Garrett. 14:44 to go in the final period of regulation. And Garrett, when we play at the Frank Southern Ice Arena in Bloomington, we know that the ceiling is just 32 feet from the bottom of the ice to the first rafters. Plenty of extra space comparatively here at the Hamilton Center. Quick shot through traffic. Billis swallows it up with his stomach and traps it between the Indiana script logo and his glove. Just a few seconds tick off there. And Garrett, last season at a home game, the Falcons had a puck go straight up into the ceiling and broke a light fixture, and there was glass everywhere apparently, which caused play to be frozen in time for a goodly bit.
And Sam, talking about the uniqueness of the Frank, it's going to be team returns home to Bloomington. They're going to have to really shrink it up and play with what they've got.
14:20 to go in the third. Penalty 3/4 of the way over. Matthew McKay just 25 seconds now from vacating the premises. Swirling around and moving with some pace. That's Palmerio. In the far corner, Castle dishes to Wildman. And then again over toward Palmerio. He overlaps, threads a pass in, but it goes off a leg, and it's sent all the way across and down into Mac Willie's lap. And that will just about kill off this penalty that Matthew McKay served. So under 14 to go. Score stays the same, 6-1. Stolen away by Jeremy. He decides to zigzag his way around the neutral zone before gaining entry again. Trying to go backhand, lets it roll toward the cage, scooped up by Willie, and it's now rolling into the trapezoid. He didn't have full control of it, Garrett. Toward McDonald, he feeds Jeremy a shot, kicked away, a good leg save by Willie. Again sent the length of the ice, and Timmons, who absorbed a big hit and also may have a few extra bucks that he needs to spend on a new stick. Playing around with it and lets it go right through his legs. In behind the Falcons' cage, Willie standing up all the way and trying to see where this puck goes. Now again, yanked free. That's Gregor. Garrett, it feels like every time we mention a player, we mention a point in the first or second period when he got walloped and really took a bruising.
Yeah, Concordia is definitely going to be sore tomorrow. Indiana was getting pushed around a bit early, but they decided that they had enough, and now they're the aggressors.
So the Falcons circle the wagons in their own end. And Castricane steals it away. Some nifty stick handling. Centers it, but no one was there as it slotted through all kinds of legs and bodies. Now poked free. That's at the stick of Fredette. Check from behind with the stick. Puck nearly dispossessed. And a good save by Billis, but he offers up a juicy rebound, and that's flung across the boards right in front of the Indian. Now Cord Gustafson, who opened the scoring up. Kissel tries to feed him again after they played pitch and catch on the attack. O'Flaherty rushes in, and his lunge is unsuccessful. Deflection called, and so icing is waved off as Austin Williams meets the man, Castle, in the end zone. Another bit of a tie-up as nobody seemed to be moving or want to have the puck. More interested in putting a body on somebody. O'Flaherty misplays it right along the half-dashers and then gets pinned up against the wall. Williams has to come in, and then McKay trying to clear the damage as well. Kissel watches it bobble over his stick blade dangerously, and now McKay finally clearing the zone, and it's gloved up and out of play. 11:09 to go in the final frame.
And Sam, a couple minutes ago.
So it's a good save, point blank, and it was blocked, a ricochet, and then the shot.
Directed that puck away from Willie, but
Willie last season, a .345 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. 19 starts for the big man in the cage. Nearly at the halfway point of this final period. Indiana still up by a high 5. Back into the corner. Fredette scoops it around and plays with it before it's poked at by O'Flaherty. On the far boards, kicked around and fired off someone's elbow before being chipped up high. DiLorenzo really eager to put his name on the score sheet again in this period. Get one back. They finally have a crooked number on the board. 6-2 with 10 and 3 seconds to go here in the third. And the Falcons will not go down without a fight.
There. As Indiana now leading by just 4. Still a bit of a cushion with 10 minutes remaining in the frame, but Sammy's not going to like that mark on his goals allowed average.
Well, Garrett, like we talked about with that Michigan-Indiana game last January, weirder things have happened in Hoosiers hockey. You can't rule anything out. Puck bounces, and Billis dangerously slaps his leather on top of it, and then some pushing and shoving after the whistle, and then a little bit of a hug there to say all's fair in game, Garrett.
Yeah, that
Billis takes the shot and gloves it. Calm, cool, and collected back in between the pipes. So everyone meeting in the middle of the ice at once. All the way chipped in front, rolls toward Billis, right past him, and then bodies collide. Will Jeremy chasing down a defender and wreaking havoc on that end. We saw him do that plenty last year. Here comes Switek. Led the team in points last season. This shot is waffle boarded away. Chance. Shot right in front of Billis. Sticks his leg in the ground. A jam job, and again.
just stays calm, cool, and collected the whole time.
8 and change to go in the third. Indiana up by 4. McDonald had his head facing the wrong way and quickly swerved around. Now digging into the trenches right behind the net and freed to Slavin. He's got some speed. Now guns around his defenseman. Cruising in, tries a shot, kicked away, and then a stick knocks it free. Into the near side corner, Slavin again unable to handle it. Deflection. Tommy McDonald tries to put a stick onto it, but is unsuccessful. And now it rolls all the way towards Switek. The race won by the Falcons, and play will not be whistled dead. Charging in is Warner to tie him up and freeze the attack. Another good yank away. Nearly 7 minutes to go here in the third. Hawkins sidesteps a big check, and now Jeremy's got himself some space. One-on-one. Right side shot goes under the leg pad and to the far side. Gustafson charging into the corner, spins around. Dekes a man, and then over a quick shot by Whitliff, a one-timer that whizzes past the ear of a Falcons defenseman. That was Way. Now pinned up against the boards is Gustafson. He nearly wins back the puck that he lost in the first place. Near side, crossing the red line is Way. He sends it all the way and smacks just under the edge of the bar in front of the Indiana bench. They were a little bit spooked seeing that puck come in full speed. Little tie-up, spinning himself around is Castricane, and Kissel watches it roll onto his stick. He's on the and 20 Columbus, Indiana. Face-off will take place on the wood side of Willie Mack, and it rolls past Whitliff's stick all the way into the defending zone. Here comes Way, leaves it for Cruiser, dangles around, gets harassed by Whitliff in the slot, and then his shot smacks on top of the roof and nearly hits a light again, Garrett, right behind the American flag. So 6:12 to go here in the final period.
Fortunate break for Indiana right there.
Nearly all the face-offs so far. Puck jumps over the stick of Williams, and he gets a face full of Falcon helmet. Now towards Spears, he swivels away and then dekes around one man. Into the far corner, Wilderman chipping it away. Another big hit behind the cage. And the puck magnetizes everyone toward it. Mac Willie really hugging that post, trying to protect the near side. 5.5 to go here in the third. 6-2, still the score, Garrett. And still a scrum with a tangle of arms and legs and sticks as the puck chips eventually up off the boards, and McKay gives a head fake, trying to straddle the line. Feeds it to the soft side. Williams, no look between the legs pass, but it's intercepted and rushing the other way. Here's Switek. Wilderman dishing across. Here's Way in the high slot. His shot off the bar. He drew iron. And that could have been dangerous, as now Indiana has a break the other way. Spears slowly meandering, and it bounces in front of the Indiana bench. Bouncing puck really has not laid very well tonight, Garrett.
No, it hasn't.
Here's Michelli. His shot gets knocked off and deflected by Simino. We've got a full football pile. If there was a fumble, Garrett, my goodness, they are just now getting untwined.
That's got to be a penalty. He's holding his stick.
And behind the play, Simino had his stick held in between Judge's legs, could not free it. And now Hawkins the other way before he gets bounced into the glass. High stick not called. Here comes Paul Mario. He careens in a shot, deflects right in front of Billis's face as he watches it go by. Another big body check. Sent through, die ball. Can't get a shot to go all the way toward the cage. And here comes Willie Mack charging out of his crease to puts the puck away. Simino lets the new line take over, and he heads to the bench for a quick change. Icing waved off, and Billis steps in and forces it the other direction. Twig snapped on Wilderman, and he is very frustrated that his stick gave out at that point. Here comes Slavin on a rush by himself. Deeks, left hand, right hand, and it's a very promising start for Concordia.
And with the exception of any empty net goals he may have in his career, that's got to be one of the easiest tucks that Will Jeremy has had in his life. Off a rebound, the goalie was sprawled out, and there was just a wide open net. The defender tried diving in to stop it, but he was just too late.
Well, we have seen some really valiant efforts from defensemen on both sides. That play that you just talked about, Garrett, and then Aiden Goodfellow sliding in skates first toward the post. And he's lucky he didn't have his legs on opposite sides of the post when he came close to it. They'll load the horses in the chute and do it all over again at center ice as something was amiss. So 3:24 to go here in the third. And finally, Mac Willie standing up in the cage and relaxing with his elbows up on the bar gives the all-clear signal. High arcing pass that does not go for icing. Instead, it's sent around the corner and to the far side. Whitliff chops at it backhanded. Now toward Castricane, who feeds Slavin in the far corner. Slavin making his way through traffic to McDonald behind the cage. McDonald in some space by himself. A sharp shot that gets sent off the shoulder pad of Mac Willie. So under 3 to go. And Garrett, that's a quick wrister from Tommy McDonald at a really tough angle.
Yeah, and he nearly got a piece of something. He got a piece of Willie, and there wasn't much of an opening getting the puck on the net there. Willie's been tested quite a bit. The damage hasn't been quite as bad, but Indiana really dominating no matter who's in net tonight.
The draw won by Indiana. Here comes McKay. Throws a shot through a lot of bodies, and it finds none of them. Instead, bouncing off the near corner. Castle gets hit. Here's Gustafson. Goes to his backhand and tries to fling it away. Again, the puck rolls free, void of possession, and into neutral territory with 2.5 to go. McKay misplays it. It bumps up on his stick, and a shot high away by Gregor. Billis deflected it with his glove. That was a dangerous play. Didn't get all of it. Here comes Kissel by himself. Has a man chasing him, and he felt the pressure from behind. Now into the far corner, punched at before being stuck in the leg pads of Sherman. Looked like he caught that in the midsection even, Garrett.
There's going to be some sore bodies tomorrow. We've already touched on it, but even in these last couple minutes here, it's been getting more and more chippy. Lots of hits. Everybody's finishing their checks.
Finishing checks has been stressed, and we see one right in front of us, Garrett. Case in point. Under 2 minutes to play, 7-2 the score. Indiana a dominating second half of this game. Here comes Williams, shouldering his way across the line. Backpedals, leaves it for O'Flaherty. The puck bounces up and smacks off someone's knee. Then turning around, O'Flaherty turns tail. Again, Spears. A little bit of a cycle on the far side. Hawkins reaches out and sticks his twig in the way of the puck before it crosses the line, and play will be blown dead with 1:25 to go in the waning moments of this opening night here for Indiana hockey.
And if you're an Indiana fan, Sam, you got to like what you saw today. Currently, it would be a 5-goal victory if this score holds. You'll take that any day of the week. Billis looks solid, continuing on his dominating performances from last year's playoffs. You hope he can start this season that way as well, and so far it looks like he's planning to do that.
Puck kicks free and moving along in front of the scorer's table. Here comes Weiss. He's already got one, and the second shot goes just past the far post. It trickled away. Now a long stretch pass on a little post route. DiLorenzo chasing after it. We've got a delayed call, it looks like, Garrett. The referee on the far corner of the ice has his arm up, and he may be getting tired before Hawkins steps in and smacks it against the glass.
I think this one's going on D'Lo. Might have got him for a stick up high.
Well, DiLorenzo will not spend the full 2 minutes in the box no matter what. So that will be a due. Back and forth he goes into the far. The puck back after being shouldered away. Puck trickles free and can't be kept in the zone. Way stretched out with every bit of length he's got. And we're under half a minute to go. DiLorenzo will most likely sit the rest of this game from the sin bin as Chambers gets harassed and then pushed in the back. Watching the Falcons mount one last attack. Just about 10 to go. Centering pass. Billis kicks it away and then paddles it away. My goodness, some last-second heroics from Sammy Billis. And that will...
They built off the momentum that they built last season. Nationals, they were glad to be there. It was a bit of a disappointment the way that it ended. But great showing tonight by the Hoosiers.
Well, in that third period, shots on goal 11-16 in favor of Concordia. And the face-offs almost a dead heat, 8-6. As we have our on-ice assistant Kelsey Dennehy getting in position with head coach Andrew Weiss for that post-game interview.
She'll be like right by
A really hard-fought game. Gustafson, Williams, O'Flaherty, Jeremy, McDonald, Hawkins, and then Jeremy again. And Garrett, a lot of guys putting their name on the score sheet and getting it down in ink early in this season.
Yeah, they were spreading the love tonight. I believe all 7 goals were scored by different players. Actually, Jeremy got 2, so he was the only one with multi-goals. But that's what you like to see in the first game, everybody getting the jitters out, getting contact, getting physical, and it couldn't have gone any better for the Cream and Crimson.
Well, another season of hockey at Indiana University is underway. After an historic run to nationals with a league championship along the way, the boys are ready to be back on the ice. Now you can support club hockey at Indiana University by repping the team gear all season long. Home and road jerseys are for sale, T-shirts and sweaters, even some hats and winter beanies, or toques if you prefer to call them. Coming out of the shadows and emerging through the curtains, there's Kelsey, and we'll send it to ice level.
Kelsey Dennehy here with number 3 sophomore Drew Michelli. Drew, final thoughts on the game tonight?
It was a great game. We played well. We got to be a little bit harder on their D, but I think if we do that tomorrow, then it should be a lot better outcome than it was today, even though it was a blowout, but want to put more on them tomorrow.
Okay, great. And you guys had a lot of contributions from the rookies tonight. Is that going to be something that's pretty consistent here?
Hopefully, take the workload off some of us. But yeah, our rookies are really good this year. We got 14 freshmen again like we did last year, and hopefully they can continue it for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. And besides putting more pressure on your defense tomorrow, what are you guys thinking in terms of goals for tomorrow's game?
We just need to play a more complete game. Like, we're playing Miami next week. They're definitely going to be a lot better team, so we need to be a lot more complete, especially in the D zone tomorrow, and then we should be good for next weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you, and congratulations. For the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network, I'm Kelsey Dennehy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. Well, alongside Garrett Drake, I've been Sam Weixler. Thank you so much to our entire crew this evening. Connor Duffy on the camera, Ben Stannard furiously punching away at the keyboard behind us on tech, Andrew Gus, the pregame, postgame, and doing the public address as well. A lot of people contributing, and I think this is going to be a really fun season for Indiana.
Yeah, Hoosier fans everywhere, be on the lookout. You saw tonight. It's going to be high scoring, lots of action, and the offense looks like it's really improved from last year. They were a lot faster around the ice, more room here in Columbus, as we talked about. But I like the style of play that I saw today, and I think it's only a snippet of what we can expect to see over the course of this grind of a season.
7-2 the final score. The Indiana Hoosiers put a tally in the win column on opening night. This is the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We'll see you tomorrow evening.